Welcome to my video presentation of CRZ notification 2019 and its implications on property valuation. Previously, I have made presentations regarding CRZ notification 1991 and CRZ notification 2011. Now this is the latest notification with the latest amendments published by the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority recently on 6/12/2024. This is the latest notification which has to be followed regarding the regulations in the CRZ zone. Before going in detail about the notification, let us have a look at the background which is based on the publication of this notification. India is having a coastal belt of about 7,500 kilometers, and Kerala itself is having a coastal belt of 590 kilometers. In the coastal area, development works have been done without giving any importance to the protection of environmental preservation and without considering the welfare of the fishermen inhabiting in these areas for years together. But development has to be taken up, but without affecting the environment and the livelihood of the inhabitants in the coastal area. Considering these aspects, the Government of India brought the Environmental Protection Act 1986. So as to implement the suggestions made in the Act and to control the development activities in the coastal zone, the first notification called the Coastal Regulation Zone Notification 1991, dated 19/2/1991, was enacted. As per this notification, the activities in the coastal zone about 500 meters from the high tide line was brought under control. In this notification, the inhabitants and the public pointed out many difficulties experienced by them. The CRZ notification 1991 was amended more than 25 times. Incorporating all these amendments and recommendations in the final report of Swaminathan Committee, the CRZ notification 2011 was published on 6th January 2011. There were a lot of objections and suggestions regarding the provisions made in the 2011 notification also. These restrictions proposed in the notification affected the traditional dwellers on the coastal area and the day-to-day livelihood of the fishermen residing for generations in the coastal belt. Hence, a committee was formed under the chairmanship of Shailesh Nayak, and the revised notification Coastal Regulation Zone 2019 was published on 18/1/2019 with many relaxations in the original rules on the activities in the coastal regulation zone. The state government has to prepare a coastal zone management maps for the 10 districts in Kerala, namely Thiruvananthapuram, Kollam, Kottayam, Alappi, Ernakulam, Thrissur, Malappuram, Kozhikode, Kannur and Kasaragod. This took a long time, and the coastal zone management maps was completed by the state government only in the early part of 2024. And the government of Kerala proposed several exceptions and relaxations in the activities in the coastal zone for the benefits of the persons residing close to the coastal belt. The government of India considered the requests of the government of Kerala. This took quite a good time for the preparation of maps and obtaining the sanction from the central government. The maps incorporating the suggestions made by the Kerala government was approved by the government of India only in October 2024. On the basis of the revised maps and the suggestions approved by the government of India, the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority under the Kerala government enacted the notification number 3149 bar A1 bar 2024 bar KCEZMA dated 6/12/2024. Before going in detail about the notification and the regulations provided in the coastal zone, let us get familiar with the terms used in the notification. The following terms will be very useful and helpful to the viewers to understand different aspects of the notification. 1. Coastal regulation zone, that is the land area from high tide line up to 500 meter on the landward side. The land area between high tide line to 100 meters or width of the creek, whichever is less, on the landward side along the tidal influence water bodies, which includes bays, estuaries, rivers, backwaters, lagoons, ponds connected to the sea or creeks. Bay, the land formation resembling in an inlet of a sea, lake, usually smaller than a gulf. The area between high tide line (HTL) and the low tide line is termed as intertidal zone. The water and the bed area between low tide line to the territorial water limit, that is 12 nautical mile in case of sea and water, and the bed area between low tide line at the bank to the low tide line on the opposite side of the bank of tidal influenced water bodies. High tide line, the line on the landward side up to which the high tide line of water reaches during the swing tide. Estuary, a water passage where the tide meets a river, namely a sea inlet at the mouth of a river. Backwater, a stagnant pool or inlet filled by the opposing current of a river. Lagoons, shallow channel or pool separated from the larger body of water by a sandbank. Creeks, a small narrow inlet of lake or sea. Now let us now what is the CRZ area? The land area falling between the hazard line and 500 meter from the HTL on the landward side in the case of seafront, and between the hazard line and 100-meter line in the case of tidal inflows water body. The line demarcated by the Ministry of Environment and Forests through the Survey of India, taking into account tides, waves, sea level rise and shoreline changes. The following figure will show the demarcation of different sections in a coastal belt. This figure will explain the coastal zone area. This is the low tide line. The red line is the high tide line. Actually, there should be a line here which is called the shoreline. Shoreline is between, this is the seaside, and after the shoreline is the beach, then the land. The red line is the high tide line. The violet line is the boundary of 50 meters from the high tide line. The yellow line shows 200 meters from the high tide line. This light blue color line shows 500 meters from the high tide line. This is the 12 nautical mile from the low tide line to the seaside. The changes in classification of CRZ categories as per CRZ notification 2011, which we were following till the publication of the recent CRZ notification 2019. Now here there is a comparative study of the provision in the 2011 notification and 2019 notification. As per 2011, the category 1 is CRZ 1, category 2 is CRZ 2, category 3 CRZ 3, and category 4 CRZ 4. But in the case of the new notification of 2019, the CRZ 1 in 2011 notification has been changed, and the CRZ 1 is again subdivided at CRZ 1A and CRZ 1B. The CRZ 2 stands as it is. There is no change. But CRZ 3 has been again subdivided at CRZ 3A and CRZ 3B. In the case of CRZ 4, it has been subdivided at CRZ 4A and CRZ 4B. This is the latest classification as per CRZ 2019. Now let us go in detail about the latest amendments and the CRZ notification rules under the notification given by the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority on 6/12/2024. Though the CRZ notification of 2019 was enacted on 18 January 2019, it could not be implemented since the coastal zone management maps were not ready. During the period, the Kerala government objected to many of the contents taking into consideration of the peculiar coastal condition of the state as well as the thickly populated coastal belt in Kerala. Many of the suggestions put forward by the Kerala government was accepted by the central government. The updated plan was ready only by October 2024. On the basis of the amendments, the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority under the Kerala government published the notification dated 6/12/2024. The contents provided in the original notification CRZ 2019 dated 81/2018 and the latest amendment dated 6/12/24 differ in many items. Hence, to avoid confusion, Only the latest amended notification that 6/12/2024 of Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority is considered in this presentation, because many of the items in the 2019 notice has been changed as per the new notification. So now there is not much importance to the 2019 notification. We have to follow the new notification enacted by the Coastal Zone Management Authority as per their notification on 6/12/2024. The original amendment dated 6/12/2024 is in Malayalam, and this is a translation of the Malayalam version made by me. First, categorization of zones and regulated activities in each zone. In that latest amendment and the notification, main aspects explained is the categorization of the CRZ zones and the activities that are regulated, which are permitted, which are not permitted. This illustrated sketch will show you the CRZ restrictions on the seaside and CRZ restrictions on the tidal influenced water bodies. The seaside, there is CRZ1, CRZ2 and CRZ3. Exactly the same way. This is the water, the tidal influenced water bodies. There also there is CRZ2 and CRZ3. CRZ2 is in municipal areas, that is urban areas, and the CRZ3 in rural areas. As for the new notification of 2019, the CRZ1 is subdivided as CRZ1A and CRZ1B. What is CRZ1A? This is the ecologically sensitive area below the LTL. Geomorphological features play a role in maintaining the integrity of the coast, like mangroves, corals, sand dunes. Geomorphological means because of the topography of the area, because there will be mangroves there, there will be corals there, there will be sand dunes. Then what are the activities regulated? Permission will not be given for new construction of residential building in CRZ 1A. Activities under the clause 551, 511 with Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 of CRZ 2019 will be permitted. The permitted activities as per CRZ 2019 is ecotourism activities like mangrove walks, tree huts, construction of roads for defense purposes, etc. Then CRZB, the area between the low tide line and the high tide line, called the intertidal zone, shall constitute the CRZ 1B. Regulation of activities. No permission will be granted for new construction of residential buildings. Activities under 512 of CRZ 2019 is permitted. Let us see what are they. The permitted activities in CRZ 1B is land reclamation for foreshore facilities like ports, harbors, jetties, projects for defense, methods for control of erosion like seawalls, tripports, etc. Treatment facilities for waste and effluents, projects of Atomic Energy Department. In fact, as far as the valuer is concerned, you pay more attention and importance to the activities on CRZ2 and CRZ3 because CRZ1 is actually in the sea, so much of construction is not possible. And CRZ4 is also not much of construction is there. So mainly the valuer should pay more attention to the regulations in CRZ2 and CRZ3. What is CRZ2? The area between the high tide line and that is in general the area between high tide line and 500 meter on the seaside, that is regarding the sea, and the area 50 meter from STL on the tidal influence water bodies comes under CRZ. So in the case of tidal influence water bodies, that is rivers, lakes, backwater sectors, it is the CRZ control area is 50 meter from the STL. So what are the activities allowed or regulated? No permission is required for new construction for distance above 50 meter from STL or the width of the water body, whichever less, in the case of tidal insular water bodies like river, lake, backwaters. In the case of coastal area, that is seaside, in CRZ2, permission will be given to new construction of residential buildings on the landward side of authorized roads or buildings existed, that is authorized building existed before 18/1/2019, the day the CRZ 2019 was published. The CRZ3, as per the notification 2011, has been subdivided into CRZ3A and CRZ3B in the latest notification of 2019. Such densely CRZ3A is such densely populated CRZ3 areas where the population density is more than 2,161 per square kilometer as per 2011 census base shall be designated as CRZ3A. And in CRZ3A area up to 50 meters from STL on the landward side shall be earmarked as no development zone. And so no permission is granted for new construction in the no development zone area, that is 50 meters from the STL, no construction is permitted. But permission will be granted for reconstruction or repairs for the existing residential building for the existing plinth area and without change in the user classification. For the areas beyond 50 meters from the STL up to 500 meters, permission can be given for construction of residential buildings with ground floor plus first floor and up to a height of 9 meters. That is 2 floors and the height should be limited to 9 meters. In the case of tidal influence water bodies, no permission is required for construction at places above 50 meters from the STL. That is for rivers, backwaters, lagoons, etc. Above 50 meters from the STL, no permission is required. But if the water body is within 500 meters from the STL of the sea, then permission from CRZ is required. That is places where there is a backwater river and the sea are close by, just like in Kovalam. There is Kovalam Canal as well as the sea, where sea and the tidal water bodies are nearby. That is within 15, it is within 500 meters. The distance between the water body and sea is 500 meters. The above permission is not affected because permission is required from the Coastal Residential Management Authority for any constructions. In the case of tidal influence water bodies, no new construction is permitted within 50 meters from the STL of the tidal influence water bodies that we have mentioned earlier also. But within 50 meters from the STL, permission can be given for a reconstruction or repairs of existing authorized residential building within the existing plinth area and existing usage classification. All other CRZ3 areas with population less than 2,161 per square kilometer as per 2011 census base shall be designated as CRZ3B, and in CRZ3B area up to 200 meters from STL on the landward side shall be earmarked as no development zone. No new residential construction is permitted in the area 200 meters from the STL in CRZ3B. But reconstruction or repairs of the existing authorized residential buildings is permitted for the existing plinth area and without change in the usage classification. For area beyond 200 meters from STL up to 500 meters, new residential construction is permitted with ground floor and first floor and height 9 meters. For traditional fisher community, there is an exception. For traditional fisher community residents, exception can be granted by the government for construction of or reconstruction of residential building in the NDZ area. CRZ 4A. The water area and the seabed area between the low tide line up to the 12 nautical miles on the seaward side shall constitute CRZ 4A. CRZ 4B area shall include the water area and the bed area between LTL at the bank of the tidal influence water body to the LTL on the opposite side of the bank. That is, in the case of river or backwater, from the one side of the bank, from the LTL of the one bank to the LTL of the opposite side is the area of CRZ 4B. Extending from the mouth of the water body at the sea up to the influence of tide, that is salinity of 5 parts per thousand parts during the driest season of the year. It is to be noted that in the case of issuing permission for the construction of buildings in CRZ 2, CRZ 3A, 3B, the local bodies have power to issue sanction for buildings up to plinth area of 300 square meter only. For buildings with plinth area above 300 square meter, the approval of the Kerala Coastal Zone Management Authority is necessary. In the case of islands, in reconstruction or repairs of the existing residential buildings within 50 meters from HTL is permitted for the same plinth area and without changing the usage classification. But in the island, there was a proposal to change the no development zone to 20 meters from the high tide line. But subsequently it was decided in the case of islands, till the integrated island management plan is approved by the central government, the non-development zone distance will be 50 meter from the HTL. So the 20 meter uh, proposal has not been accepted by the central government. How to find the property is in the CRZ area. Now the maps of 10 districts have been published. A sample copy of CRZ area map 01 of Tiruvandhuram district is shown here for your perusal. I hope that this presentation was useful for you on the aspect of valuation of properties. Thank you.